Okay, what's going on, guys? What's going on? Welcome to Be Easy Sports. My name is Brian Drew, host of Be Easy. Uh, and I just want to come on here. I was kind of dreading doing this video, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to try to do it every week. I promise you guys I'm going to put more content out when it comes to NFL college football this season. And every week, I'm going to try to do a weekly review on the Pittsburgh Steelers, my favorite team, win or lose. Obviously, we already knew what the result is today. So we're going to talk about that a little bit today on the show, right? But before we begin, of course, please go ahead. If you would like to leave your comments, I will try to answer every single one. I love answering with you guys all the time. When it comes to football, college footballs, my Steelers getting trashed today. I love bantering back and forth, so I will do that with you guys. And don't forget to subscribe right here. I believe on the other side. Subscribe to the YouTube page. Subscribe to the Facebook page, Instagram page coming soon. I'll put that up later. But I wanted to just get this video out. I wanted to get it out of the way because, it was a pretty, I must say, pretty tough loss for us today. But I want to go ahead and review that. I want to give you my personal thoughts on how we did today, what we can do better at, and then obviously moving on to the next game next week when we play. So let's go ahead and just kind of show the final result. There it is. Niners pummel the Steelers 30-7. Worst home opening loss for the Pittsburgh Steelers, I believe, since I saw the stats, since 1963. Right? It was a terrible loss, right? So, but let's just jump right into it, right? Let's jump right into why I believe we lost so badly, what we can do better, and then, what I would like to see change. And I mean, it's probably not gonna come on a shock for most of you, but Steeler fans, stay with me on the change part, right? I think we're gonna probably agree mostly on this, right? Let's go ahead and talk about what happened, right? What happened? Why did we lose so badly, right? So again, Niners, I'll get to you guys in a minute. I will get to why I feel like this game was so lopsided and why I feel like Niners probably one of the best today. One of the best defenses we're probably going to see in a very, very long time, right? Obviously 13 Seahawks, maybe 15 Broncos, but we'll get to that in a minute. But let's talk about the game first, right? Let's talk about the game. All right, there's your final score, 30-7. Like I said, it's not a good win. It was not a good day for us. Not a good day for Kenny Pickett's first ever start. Remember, he didn't start last year. He came in to replace Mason Rudolph, and this is Kenny Pickett's first start. And we've heard a lot of things. Here are the team stats right here. As you can see, honestly, I wouldn't even be like that. Those stats are kind of like misleading. Like if you saw this whole game, you would know that. I think it says we had 239 total yards. Honestly, real talk, you probably want to subtract about 100 yards from that, because by like the end of the third quarter, I mean all the fourth, the 49ers are pretty much playing back. Like they were pretty much playing prevent. I mean, they were giving Kenny Pickett every underneath throw, so he was allowed to kind of pad his stats a little bit. I mean, he didn't play poorly. He just looked like a guy that doesn't have a lot of experience. He looked like a guy that obviously is a second-year quarterback. And he looked like a guy that was going up against one of the best defenses we've seen in a long time. We'll get to that in a minute. But outside of that, I wasn't super upset at Pickett's numbers or at his play. I just kind of felt like he was a little frazzled at first, but he kind of settled down a little bit. Matt Canada tried to give him some easy passes. Again, there were some drops from Deontay Johnson, who's going to be out for some time now. He's going to be out for as a hamstring. So who knows? That's too like, right? So that there were some drops there. Didn't really get George Pickett was going there at all. Really, I really wanted to take more chances on that. I mean, he made a great one-handed catch down. That's the point. As you can see, his numbers weren't very great in itself. He had I can't even see his name on it. Early he was, right? So Allen Robinson was a good addition for us. He had 5 catches, 4 yards. Again, Deontay Johnson. That's the time the first started. Johnson, before he got hurt, he was okay. Calvin Austin, I think, is going to be pretty good. I think Calvin Austin, I like him a lot. I think he's going to be pretty good. I think he's going to have to play even more. Oh, there's George Pickens. I couldn't see. It's small on my screen, guys. I don't know if you guys can see it from your screen. George Pickens had 5 catches, 36 yards, so we did go to him. But again, I think that was towards the end of the game where the Niners were kind of playing back. So they were giving us all the underneath throws. And even then, they were still just chucking the pass. They were just amazing. Najee Harris is who I wanted to get to. 6 carries, 31 yards, a 5.2 average. We didn't run the ball much, so I can't put it all on Najee. And then Jaylen Warren only got 3 touches. That front 7 for the Niners, if anybody runs over 100 yards this year against them, that running back should probably get some MVP consideration, because that front 7 for the Niners, I mean, led by Bosa, Armstead, and then Fred Warner and Greenlaw. Like, dude, like, I want to see the running back that rushes over 100 yards against them. I want to see it. I really do. We got away from the run because we couldn't run it, right? But we'll talk a little bit about that in a minute. And here's the Niners stats if you're interested. Brock Purdy had a pretty damn good game, man. Like, look, I was somebody that was a detractor. I wanted to see how he looked coming back. And now there's a lot of tape on him. He looked comfortable back there, man. I will say that we got to him a lot. He turned the ball over twice. TJ Watt, excuse me. He was probably our only bright spot. Today's game really was really only bright spot. Christian McCaffrey went off. I mean, he went off like a man possessed. He had 22 carries and 150 yards, had a 65-yard run against us, so he played great. Brandon Ayuk, who I think is going to have a breakout year, who I think is going to go for 1,100, 1,200 yards this year. He's probably going to be the leading guy, not Deebo Samuel. I think it's going to be Brandon Ayuk this year. I mean, the team is solid, but we'll get to the Niners in a bit. I don't want to hang too much. Again, this may be one of the best defenses we're going to see, like, over the last 20, 25 years. I think I put the 85 Bears in my tweets. That's one that I know. But let's say, like, since the 2000 Ravens, this defense is set up to dominate. That's just the Niners defense is set up to, it's a championship level defense. Not last year, right? Had they had Purdy, they would have won it, probably, most likely. But this year, though, adding a guy like Armstead to their front 7, dude, like, it seems like it's not even fair. The secondary probably is the weakest link of this defense, but when you have a guy like Hufanga back there who's leading the pack, who's a first-team All-Pro, I'm not worried about the secondary. You got Fred Warner, right? You got Greenlaw linebacker. You got Joey Bosa. You got Armstead up there on the line. Along with some other guys. I mean, this defense is unbelievably stacked on every single level. They're fast. They all play super in sync. You can see the swagger they come out with. They know they're coming out there to dominate you. That's when you know a defense is real. They're coming out there to dominate you. And I honestly believe this is why I'm not super concerned about my Steelers, because they went up against arguably possibly one of the best defenses anybody's going to see in a while, right? At least in this era of football, right? So I'm not super concerned about us just yet because of the beast we just went up against. And they had all summer playing for us. Like, all offseason to plan for Kenny Pickett. Like, it was almost like feeding Pickett to the wolves, right? But honestly, he's not going to see a better defense outside of his own in practice than this, right? So I have a comment right here. Oh, here we go. Pittsburgh should have developed a quarterback for the past 5 or 6 years. I'm not going to hate on that comment because, honestly, I was dying to get rid of Ben like 3 or 4 or 5 years before he retired. So I'm not going to hate on that. To be honest with you, that's a fair comment, but that's over. We have Pickett. He's our guy now. He's developing. He had a great offseason, apparently. So I'm ready. I'm ready to move on from that, honestly. From that comment, it's over. We didn't do it, but we're doing it now, right? Okay. Pickett, again, real quick, I thought he played pretty well. I thought he played as well as he could have against one of the best defense in the NFL is the Steelers. The best defense right now, right? And Pickett did as well as he could have against this defense. What I'm looking for him is to improve on this, is to settle down when he's in the pocket. There seem to be some happy feet, but again, when you have Joey Bosa, the reigning defensive player of the year, who just got paid, coming down your neck every single play, like I would have happy feet too as a first-time starter, right? So I'm not super concerned. Now he's going up against Myles Garrett next week in the Browns, so it's almost the same animal, but not quite. I mean, I would say like Bosa's here, and then Pickett's on Bosa's here, and then Garrett's like a slot, like a notch below him in terms of caliber. But there's pass rushers all over this division. But he's not going to play a better defense than the Niners. I would like to see him improve in his pocket awareness. Accuracy was okay. I thought it was there, and also Matt Canada, I want him to take the reins off Pickett early and often. Like, I feel like there was some like babying in this game. I understand why we're going against this juggernaut defense, but there just seemed like there's some there, and we got to run the ball more, which we're going to get to next. We got to run the ball more, right? Which brings me, I believe, TJ Watt. Again, he was our glaring blow of this game. He had 3 sacks, 2 forced fumbles. I mean, honestly, if it wasn't for TJ Watt, if we're being honest, if it wasn't for TJ Watt, this game could have got a lot worse because I believe we recovered both fumbles. So we actually took possessions away from the Niners. And if it wasn't for that, the score could have been worse. Honestly, so if it wasn't for TJ Watt, the score could have been a lot worse. But TJ was a beast. He's back. He looked like a defensive player of the year candidate. Again, he's the anchor of our defense. Like Bosa, you take him off the field, we're a different team, and he's just going to continue to dominate the rest of the AFC North. So he's our glaring bright spot on defense. Defensively, I think I can't say we played well because they put up 30 against us, but it was more so our run defense was not great. But pass defense wise, I was pretty satisfied with it, honestly. To be honest, Peterson got cooked a couple times, but I was actually pretty satisfied with it. I wasn't overly. Secondary has always been one of the thorns on our side, so I wasn't overly. I wasn't overly upset. You're right. Same old play calling and offense. Play calling was not great. We didn't run the ball enough, but if you're just joining us, like I said, we didn't run the ball enough because we couldn't. And that, again, I would be shocked if anybody ran over 100 yards against the Niners this year. Anybody. As one play, not as a team, maybe, but one running back. I don't know who's on their schedule, but it's going to be damn near impossible. Not damn near impossible, but it's going to be tough to run against the Niners. That front seven is just loaded with literally pro ballers and first team all pros. I don't know. Yeah, it's going to be tough. Play calling wasn't great, though. I agree with whoever said that. Play calling wasn't great. But speaking of running the football, all right, this brings me to this topic right here. Right, Najee Harris was okay. Again, he had 6 carries, 31 yards, 5.2 yards a carry, which is something I want to see him creep up. He is averaging 3.9 yards a carry for his career, which is horrible. I know he rushed for 1,000, I think last year or 2 years ago, but it was like a struggle 1,000, right? You only average 3 yards a carry, 3.9 yards a carry, whatever it is. Not gonna get the job done. Now the guy number 30 is Jaylen Warren, who has been getting a lot of rave in camp. If you don't know who Jaylen Warren is, back in 2021. He's an undrafted free agent out of Utah State by way of Oklahoma State. I like this guy a lot. I would not mind if he took away 100 carries from Najee Harris. If it becomes a 2-back system, let it be. I think we have to start trying to run the football. And I just don't think Najee Harris right now is a guy that I trust to be the workhorse. I think Jaylen Warren. I think Jaylen Warren's better running back. I know that sounds crazy. I think he's just better. I know everyone loves Najee. We also did at Bama. But Jaylen Warren, if you're a Steeler fan, I know you see them play. He is just more decisive. He runs between the tackles. He runs square. He's not afraid to put his nose in there. as opposed to Najee Harris, who you would think that big, right, would do that well, but runs too high, is, I don't want to say he's not afraid of contact, but just doesn't necessarily look like he wants to get contacted. I've been through this before. I'm not going to go through this. Basically, what I'm saying, we need to run the football, and I want to see more time go to, more carries go to Jaylen Warren. I really do. I think we have two good running backs who we could use to help Kenny Pickett, right? And just pretty much comments right on time. It looked like the old Ben game. Kenny had 46 attempts in less than 200 yards. Well, I think he had over. I see what you're saying. Too many attempts for Kenny Pickett, especially in his first ever start. Matt Canada, we have to be able to run the football. And if that means we got to split carries between these two guys, I'm all for it. That's what I want to see next game against the Browns. Run the football. I want to see at least 30, 35 carries between these two guys. And if Kenny Pickett is throwing the ball 25, 30 times, that means we're running the ball effectively, and that means we're probably winning the game, right? If he's throwing the ball 46 times a game, we're probably losing the game. And we're probably not getting anything out of a run game. Or Matt Canada's calling a lopsided, one-sided run game or pass game like he did today, which I'm giving him a little bit of a mulligan because we went up against a beast of a defense. Just a little bit, not too much, just a little bit of a mulligan, right? So that's what I want to see change. I want to see us run the football more. We only had, how many carries do we have? Let me go back to that slide. How many carries do we have all game? I think it was some horrible number. Like, let me see. Between Jaylen and Najee, 9 carries. Like, I know I just said give him a mulligan, but dude, that's ridiculous. That's actually a joke. 9 carries is not going to cut it. So we need to run the football. That just needs to happen. I mean, it's just one of those things that needs to happen. Again, Jaylen Warren, who I want to see get more carries, who I think will. It was said in the offseason, the preseason, that he was looking good. That if Najee can't get it done, that they're going to split some time. So I would love to see that. I love how this kid runs. If you haven't seen him play, go watch his highlights of Oklahoma State, or watch his highlights from last year. He is a much better downhill running back who hits the holes hard, unlike Najee Harris, who it just drives me freaking crazy, right? So that's what I want to see change for next game. Now, all right, so I don't know, like this past summer, I did a preseason. I'm laughing at this now because I can't believe I had been winning 12 games. Like, I was a little overzealous about how many games we would win. But as you can see, I said we'll start 5-0, which is a lie. We're not gonna start 5-0. I'm not sure why I said that. Well, I know why I said it. It's projection. Clearly, we didn't win the first game, so that's an L right here against San Francisco. Now we have the Browns. I believe it is at home. And on next Sunday night. Cleveland came up a big win against Cincinnati. Winning 24-3 in Cincinnati, which is important. I think this could be a game where we can get right. I do. I think this is going to be a game where playing arch rival at home, Sunday Night Football, Kenny Pickett's first Sunday night game, I believe, or starting, whatever. So I think this could be a game where we could turn some things around, right? San Francisco is already behind for me. I'm done with them. They're going to probably go to the NFC title game. And the only time we're going to see them again is if we make the Super Bowl. That's pretty much it, right? So, but we have Cleveland coming in next, and I'm excited about that game because I do believe we're going to run the football more. I hope we see more carries with Jaylen Warren and Najee Harris. Pickett needs to settle down. I think Pickett and Pickens combination a lot more in this game. I think it's going to be a good game. I do. I'm still hopeful. Now, remember, real quick before I go to the comments, something they always commented. I said this. I believe after our bye week was going to be the most important part of our schedule, because it is the easiest part. We have the Rams, who won today. Jacksonville, who look good today. Tennessee, who look horrible, right? And then I believe that is Green Bay, who won. So still not a horrible stretch, but we'll see what we can do when we get after our bye week, right? We'll see what we can do there. But yeah, let me see what this comment says real quick. Harris needs to be our goal line back. Yes, whoever said that, yes, you are correct. He needs to be our goal line back. It's similar to Eckler and Gordon when Austin started taking away the carries. Warren should be just a bit more dynamic. I 100% agree with his comment. I couldn't say any better myself, like word for word. And I think Najee would relish in that role because I believe he had 12 touchdowns last year. I think he had double-digit touchdowns last year. He's not bad at the goal line, right? He's just in between the 20s, man. Like he just can't move the pile. Like he just can't. And I agree, Warren is just a more dynamic back. I don't think he's better catching the ball at the backfield, but he hit the hole harder. I believe his vision is much better than Najee Harris. I think Najee Harris' vision is one thing that bothers me a lot. He's more explosive than Najee Harris. I just feel like if Matt Canada can find a way to get these two guys to gel as they split back, and now look, Najee, I'm not sure what his ego looks like, but he's gonna have to take some steps back when it comes to the carries. It just is what it is, right? We gotta run the football. So I 100% agree with this comment. And yes, he is very indecisive. I agree with that as well. It takes way too much time to find holes, and people were comparing him to Le'Veon Bell, but Le'Veon Bell was patient, not indecisive. He was patient, and Le'Veon Bell had a burst, right? When he saw the hole, he was patient. When he saw it open, he hit it hard. He wasn't the fastest dude, but his first step burst was unbelievable. Najee doesn't have that. He's at one gear the whole time. Look, we're talking about Najee Harris the whole time, all night, but I'm not going to do that. We just need to run the football. We have to run the ball. 9 carries is not going to win us games. It's just not. 46 times, Kenny Pickett threw the ball 46 times, that's not going to win us games, right? And I really want to make sure our defense stays off the field long enough to catch their win, right? Because I believe our defense is still going to be our anchor of this team. And if we can run the football and keep them off the field, I believe we'll be okay. So, like I said, we have Cleveland next week. And I truly believe that's not a must win. But starting at 0-2 is tough, right? It's very difficult. So I believe we got to split these two home days 50-50 because as you can see, we go on the road against Las Vegas and Houston, 2 winnable games, but you don't want to go on the road 0-2. Right? So that's why we have to win this game against Cleveland. I think we will. I'll give a prediction later this week. I don't know. I gotta think about some things first, but I will give a prediction later this week. So that's all I got for you guys today, man. I just want to come on here and give you guys a quick little review of the game against the 49ers. It was not entertaining. It was not entertaining at all. But I'm just glad football's back too. I'm glad football's back. Tomorrow I'll be giving my 3 and out college football review, the top 3 stories of the college football season. I'll tell you about my experience in Colorado. It was a lot of fun. And Coach Prime, he's doing something. We'll talk about that tomorrow. But thank you for joining me tonight. Go ahead and finish that rest of that Monday night or Sunday night football beat down that the Cowboys are doing for the time right now. And I'll see you guys tomorrow.